it is Kennedy. Welcome back to the vlog. I look not so great today. I have my hair in a pigtail, that's why. And I didn't get much sleep. Story of my life. But I want to hop on here and start kind of going over Gracelyn's 1 month update and kind of talk about postpartum for me so far. And yeah, we'll go from there. Cohen's trying to show you his backpack. So Gracelyn is now almost 6 weeks old. I'm a little behind on the 1 month update, but better late than never. So at her 1 month appointment, which was on the 7th of this month, so 7th of September, she was 9 pounds 1.5 ounces, so she gained her weight back plus more. And she was 22.5 inches long, so she has grown quite a bit. She is doing really well with holding her head up. She's done that ever since she was pretty much born, actually, if I'm being honest. She has really good head control, and she just has like a really strong neck, so she has always kind of looked around and had her head up, but it's gotten really good the past, I'd say, like 3 weeks. She's just gotten a lot stronger with it. We do tummy time, you know, every day. I don't do it for a long period of time because, like I said, she has really good head control, so I don't do it for a long period of time, but she does enjoy being on her stomach a lot of the time. So yeah. So she is strictly bottle fed. I pump exclusively, so I'm always pumping breast milk every 3 to about 5 hours, and that's gonna sound crazy to you guys, but life happens, and I'm not trying to be super strict with it this time. I was like really strict with it with Cohen, and postpartum anxiety got the best of me, and that's what I'm trying to not go into again. So I have been very lenient with it. My milk has not dropped more than like 4 ounces every time I pump, but most of the time I'm pumping at least 5. So she has been strictly bottle feeding, and she uses the Mam and the Boone bottles, sorry. She just moved up into the size 1 nipple, so she's like in a bigger size rather than just the 0. She should be in the size 2 with the Boones because she's taking a really long time to finish her bottles lately. At least with those bottles specifically, but I don't have the size 2 nipples, I don't think, and if I do, it says 3 months and up, which is just confuses me all the time. So she is in size 1 nipples on the bottles. She is intaking 3.5 to 4 ounces every feed. She's been kind of cluster feeding the past, I'd say, 3 days, so she's been getting 4 ounces, and she wants to eat right at almost the 2-hour mark sometimes, but most of the time she waits about 3 to 4 hours after her feed to have more, which is great. She is what I call the spit up queen because she spits up every day, multiple different occasions. It's just how she's been. I brought it up to the pediatrician, and he said basically that it's completely normal up until the month of 6. So it's normal, and he said some babies are just more pukey than others. He would be concerned if she wasn't gaining weight, if she was lethargic, all that kind of stuff, which she's not, obviously. So he is not worried at this time, and just told me to kind of keep an eye on it, because if it does continue, or like she gets, you know, miserable with it, then we might want to talk about reflux. But as of right now, he's not concerned about it. I'm not really concerned about it. So that's the update with feeding. So when she was born, she was 8 pounds exactly. She was wearing newborn diapers like the first week or 2, but now she's in size 1 specifically. I've not gone any smaller than that just because she was starting to have blowouts in the smaller ones, and they just were not very big on her waist or anything like that. So went up to size 1s, and she's been doing really well with that size. She's currently wearing 0 to 3 month clothes, some 3 month clothes. It all depends on the brand, kind of the style, all that kind of stuff. So she's anywhere from 0 to 3 to 3 month clothing right now, which is just crazy to me. So she is starting to get lighter blue eyes. I'm kind of noticing as I'm looking at her all the time. Her dad has really light blue eyes. Cohen has hazel, like blue, green, yellow, brown eyes. Because I have hazel eyes, everyone looks at me and they think I have brown eyes. I have hazel eyes. So I'm interested to see what color eyes she gets, just because Cohen's were like light blue at first, and then they have kind of changed colors the older he's gotten. So interested to see what happens there. I'm trying to think of anything else that I want to touch base on with her. Her wake window is basically, she's up for 1 hour and then she sleeps basically for 2, so she's up 1 out of the 3 hours. What, buddy? You're not going to see the dogs until later tonight. Sure, yeah. That's his and Dad's alone time. Logan picks him up after work, and then they go and take care of our dogs, let them run, play with them, all the fun stuff. So Cohen's always looking forward to the end of the day because he gets to do that. It's nice out today here in Michigan. It's 61 degrees and it's sunny. I might get them outside and try to do some pictures, because I've just been really into doing that with my camera now that I have the time to do it again. So I'm trying to contemplate if I want to do that today or if I want to do it tomorrow. I'm going to look at the weather and see what day's warmer, just because I don't want to be freezing Gracelyn's butt off. So not that 61 degrees is super cold, but it's colder than what it's been since she's been born. So I don't want to have her outside and her catch a cold or something. So that's pretty much going to wrap up my update for Gracelyn at the 1 month mark. There wasn't a whole bunch that really changed with her other than her growing, all that kind of stuff. So just wanted to touch base on that. Give you guys an update as far as how everything's been going with her. But now I want to talk about my postpartum, just because with Cohen I had postpartum depression and anxiety. I also went into postpartum psychosis, which is not talked about enough. So I wanted to discuss kind of how I'm doing this time around and what I've changed since, you know, my first postpartum. We're not going to Nana's, buddy. We're gonna go pick up our grocery order. Yeah, we do. If you're good, we can get a cake pop, yes, because Mama's gonna get herself a pumpkin drink. The Oogie Boogie Man? Yeah. He's obsessed with the Nightmare Before Christmas lately. So in the car, he wants to listen to that all the time. When we're at home, he wants to either watch that movie or any of the Harry Potter movies. So I'm gonna let him choose between probably like the Oogie Boogie Man or like Harry Potter to be for Halloween, because that's just what his interests are right now. And those are kind of what he's been leaning towards anyways. But anyways, back onto the subject of my postpartum. So I have my 6-week appointment next Monday. So that's going to be the 18th. And so far everything's gone a lot better this time around rather than with Cohen. So as you guys know, I did hemorrhage after having Gracelyn. So I had just a lot of healing to kind of do and recoup myself to get back to normal, because I felt like a zombie for like the first 2 weeks from how much blood loss I lost. I did lose like 1,000 cc's or mLs, one of the two. I don't remember how they worded it. But it was almost to a point where they had to take me back into the OR. It was not a great experience. I don't really like to talk about it that much, just because it was traumatizing for me. I think it was traumatizing for Logan. I think it was traumatizing for everybody in the room. Like, the midwife was kind of stern during it. You could tell that, like, she was worried. She checked on me multiple times while in the hospital, which was really, really nice of her. She didn't have to do that. I did get one stitch, so I tore a little bit internally and on the outside. The outside she didn't think needed a stitch. Yes, buddy. I see the sign, yep. So I only had one stitch this time. It's giving you guys a show today, I guess. So that healing was not as bad as how it was with Cohen. Of course, dealt with hemorrhoids, all the fun stuff. Those all kind of went away within the first like 3 weeks. I think my stitch kind of dissolved and healed within the first, again, like 3 weeks. So I've been not having any trouble with any of that. No pain down there, nothing like that. When my milk came in, which was that Wednesday, so I came home on Monday, which was the 7th of August. So by the 9th, which is the morning that I woke up and my milk came in, I had almost like flu-like symptoms for 24 hours when my milk came in. Like, I had the chills, headache, really warm to touch, just exhausted. Like, I just did not feel good. Body aches. And that happened with Cohen, and I forgot about it. I don't think I ever talked about it either. But it did happen with Cohen, because Logan said that with Cohen, I was like, did not feel good. I didn't really breastfeed him because I got hurt, all this stuff. So I did pump throughout that. I was still trying to breastfeed at that point, and it just was not going great. She just does not latch properly, and I tried everything and watched videos and whatever else, and nothing was working. So this is kind of what's been working best for us, is me pumping. I'm currently doing the pitcher method, which has worked great because I have a huge milk supply in the freezer already. I'm an oversupplier again. I've kind of been taking care of myself a lot more this time. I'm not stressed out or anxious, which has helped a lot, I think, with my milk production. So everything with that has been great. Like I said earlier, I'm pumping at least 4 to I'd say 14 ounces every time I'm pumping. And you guys are like, oh my gosh, 14 ounces. That's because her last feeding is normally around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I do my last pump at that time while I'm feeding her, and then I don't wake up again and pump until about in between 6 and 8 a.m. So it's a lot longer than what I'm normally going, and that's why I'm pumping as much. And yeah, I wake up engorged, but at the same time, like, it's not like, oh my gosh, this hurts. I would say my letdowns are a lot worse than that. So like I said, all my milk stuff's going great, which has been fantastic. I'm currently taking just a prenatal. I was gonna do like a postnatal, but I'm used to my prenatal, so I've just been continuing that. And then I'm still taking my Zyrtec allergy medication, and those are the only meds that I'm taking right now. And if I'm being honest, like, I don't eat a lot like I probably should be. I don't eat breakfast about 80% of the time, and if I do, it's proteins. Chew, bless me. So proteins, like either a protein drink, eggs, all that kind of stuff. My new go-to lately has been like a hash brown patty. So the hash brown patty, I do avocado on it, and a scrambled egg, and it's really, really good. And plus everything on it's really good for me anyway, so it just has worked out in my favor. And it's super easy to make, so that has gone great. I've not had any postpartum anxiety this time, and if I have, it's very, very mild. I think my anxiety more so comes from people wanting to like come over to the apartment without, you know, me wanting you know, wanting people over there and stuff like that. I've been just trying to focus on giving attention to both kids and trying to give Cohen his individual time from me while, you know, being very attentive to Gracelyn, because obviously she needs my utmost attention all the time. So that's been interesting to kind of battle back and forth with, but at the same time, it is what it is. So I don't have any postpartum depression this time. I'm not sad or anything like that. I didn't get the baby blues this time. I've been really just kind of keeping this experience very positive compared to Cohen's, because my pregnancy, I was nothing but negative. Postpartum, I was nothing but negative. Gracelyn's pregnancy, I was super positive. During labor and delivery, I was super positive. Like, I just was very positive. I'm still very positive. So that's all gone really well. What, buddy? That, sure. Yep, that's tractor. I basically wear baggy clothes lately just because not a lot of my clothes still fit me. So I think one pair of jeans fit me right now, and that's it. Everything else is just super tight on me. So that's been interesting to figure out. So lastly, I kind of want to discuss the transition from having Cohen, who's 3, and then adding on a newborn to that. And it's not been awful, but there's days where it's not easy, especially lately, because she's been cluster feeding and been wanting attention more and wanting to be held and all this stuff. So Cohen does the best he can with understanding that, and I do the best that I can to kind of involve him in everything. But there is still times where, like, I'll lose my cool on him because he's overstimulating me or something like that. So I've kind of redirected that, just to not be doing that to myself, for one, and be doing that to him, because it makes me feel god awful about myself. Just like, why are you doing that, basically? And it's all because of my overstimulation, which he also has himself. He gets very overstimulated by certain things, and when he is, like the world's ending almost. And when mine happens, it's almost like my body's in fight or flight mode, and I have to get him to stop whatever he's doing so that I don't, you know, freak out or anything like that, because I don't want to be doing that, obviously. So like I said, some days are easy, some days are harder than others, which is completely normal. Cohen's really good for the most part until I need him to, you know, have a quiet time or bedtime. Bedtime has been nothing but fights lately with him. He's regressed somewhat with like potty training. He doesn't tell us lately that he has to go, and he'll just go, and then that's when he'll cry and tell us that he, you know, had an accident. And so that's been interesting to kind of navigate, because I know that, like, some kids regress when a newborn comes or when a new baby comes, and so I've been kind of taking what is happening with him with a grain of salt. What, buddy? No, we're not getting out. We're just picking up the order here, bud. We got Sissy. We can't go in with her. I've also been very weird about going in places with Gracelyn so far. Like, she's not gone into really any, like, store or anything like that. I've only been doing specifically curbside because she's a newborn and it is RSV season, and Cohen had RSV twice, and I don't want to go down that road again. It was awful to watch. Along with that, there's a new strain of COVID, which is just fantastic. I just get so happy and excited about it. So yeah, that's pretty much the update. I'm gonna get a Starbucks and I'm picking up the Target order now, and then I have to go to Aldi and pick up that order. So I will see you guys in the next vlog, and until then I hope you guys have a great start to your fall season. Bye. Can you say bye?
Bye.